Alrighty, we are live. We are live. Welcome to the Leadership Standard. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for joining me today on today's episode of the Leadership Standard. I am your host, Buchi Law, and I am excited to be here with you again, just to share some few things and, have you all be a part of what's going on, see what's happening, as well as become aware of the situation that has presented itself in Nigeria. All right, we are currently in a situation in Nigeria right now where folks they don't have an idea what's happening. There's so many things going on left, right, and center. A lot of people are confused. A lot of people are worried about the future of Nigeria and where it stands right now. But at the meantime, we are following up with the news, the trends, and we want to talk about what we are seeing and why we feel like, the way Nigeria is going right now, there is a likely chance of even a greater implosion or a greater revolution in the coming future. Hopefully, the things that are in Nigeria right now, the players are in Nigeria right now, can make a better decision that will benefit everybody. But in the meantime, I want to share with you some few things a story that I saw on TikTok that I feel
hardship. Does it make sense that people... This is the longest traffic in the whole of Nigeria, and some drivers have been here for more than 1 week now, yet no movement. How long have you been held up in this traffic?
It's almost a weekend now.
A week plus?
Yes, a week plus now.
You've been in this traffic for more than 1 week?
Yeah.
A week and how many days?
A week and 2 days now.
Jesus Christ! Look at mosquito bites everywhere on their skin. These guys have been living outside for days now. Oh my, people are suffering in this country. Oh. Sir, please, can you tell the viewers how many days you've been held up in this traffic?
Almost 6 days now.
How much do they make for this your driving work? How much do they pay you every month?
Every month, the 5,000 naira they pay for salary for our company.
5,000.
5,000.
They pay 5,000 every month.
Hi, us now. Well, just ask you them my second now. 5,000 naira for salary.
Sir, please, can you tell us how many days have you been in this traffic?
I've been in this traffic like 7 days.
Wow. If this was America, somebody would just come here right now, take a picture of this place and post it on the internet. And it's only going to be a matter of time. Everybody be talking about it. It is going to go viral. But if somebody in Nigeria come and take a picture of this place and post it, what would they say? That person is looking for attention. Brothers and sisters, you will not believe that this place is a federal road in Nigeria. I'm live here in Delta State, and this road has been like this for many, many months, yet no government intervention. It is really sad. As you can see, this is what Nigerians have to go through just to put food on their table. Does it make sense that people and vehicles are going to be stuck in traffic for more than 1 week? I mean, look at this. Look at. And just last month, the local people living here, they actually told me that the erosion killed a husband, a wife, and a child. How many more people should we expect this situation to affect before we take things like this very seriously? I mean, look at this. Does this even make sense? It doesn't. Nigerians are really, really suffering. People are going through hardship. Does it make sense that people...
As you can see, it is so painful that you can actually watch look at a country that is expected to have leadership. That's why I say everything rises and falls on leadership. The reason why Nigeria is where it's at today is because there is a failure of leadership. How can you claim you have a leader in that community? And that's a federal road, by the way. So it's not even upon the state government to repair those roads. It's upon the federal government to repair those roads. But we know how the federal government of Nigeria uses their money. We know how they spend their money recklessly on things that do not matter. Why the people that are suffering, the people whose lives they should be touching, are not benefiting from the money. So that is why you can see clearly how people are suffering and dying consistently on that same road that the federal government is meant to repair. That's why I say that currently, right now in Nigeria, is a season of warfare. There is a warfare going on for the souls of Nigerians, for the souls of people that live in Nigeria, for the souls of people that are existing in that contraption called Nigeria. There's a warfare. And this warfare is a generational warfare. And this warfare is being led by the powers that be that are ensuring that the lives of young people, lives of older people, lives of everybody are under their control and command, so that they will not be able to think rationally and make the desired changes that they are seeking for. There is no desired change happening in Nigeria right now. The change in Nigeria right now is a constant change. It's a change that has just been left on the same pedestal for years and years and years. It has been left on the same angle for years and years and years. Nothing is being done to make any difference. How can you call those places roads? Did you see how bad those roads were? There in some countries, it will take a weekend. It will take 3 days for them to do a whole bridge. A whole 3 days. Because even the Bible or even society have said that where there is a will, there is a way. Where there is a will to make a difference, there is always a way. But the Nigerian government has constantly ensured that the people that should be benefiting from democracy are not benefiting from democracy. Rather, they are the ones suffering from democracy. They're the ones laying down in anguish. They're the ones that have to bear the brunt of this failed democracy that is not serving anybody. But when it is time now for election, you're going to see still those people running around claiming that they support the same people that are putting them in this same anguish. You have to open your eyes and begin to tell yourselves the truth. This is common sense, but a lot of people are not benefiting from common sense. A lot of people don't benefit from common sense. A lot of people just have their brains, but they cannot think because of the society that they have found themselves in. I don't blame them. I just know that it is a society thing that is going on in Nigeria, and how a lot of people are constantly being put in penury by the Nigerian government. Now look at another story again from Sahara Reporters. Credit to Sahara Reporters. It says over 400 inmates have escaped from Kuje prison that are yet to return after 3 months. So you must understand that 879 inmates, including Boko Haram terrorists, they fled the facility during the jailbreak. Now, no fewer than 422 inmates who escaped from Kuje facility during the July 5th, 2022 jailbreak are yet to be recaptured. They've not captured these people yet. They are still out there in the streets, roaming about the streets. These inmates that have left Kuje prison are back in the society. They are back running things in the society. The Nigerian Correctional Service spokesman, Omar Abubakar, had said 5 persons, including an officer of the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps, and 4 inmates died during the attack. Hours later, the Islamic State in West Africa province claimed responsibility for the attack. As you can see, the Islamic State of West African province, they are currently in Nigeria right now, taking control of prison systems. And now these same prisoners that have left, they have not been caught till today. Even till today. And this is almost 30 days now. So it can tell you exactly what you need to know about Nigeria. The state of Nigeria right now is a state where inmates have been running out of prisons and are now being back in the society. They're now doing the same things that people in the society will do. And some of these people have been put back into the terrorist camps. They have been recruited back into the terrorist camps. The reason why they attacked this Kuje prison in the first place was because they wanted to release this terrorist. So now the question is, what will the government do about this? And how long will it take before they come back? And what is the security situation for the places around. Haven't we not seen high rise of insecurity? There has been a high rise of insecurity, a high rise of violence, a high rise of deaths in Abuja. And everything can be tied back to this amount of inmates that are running and escaping from prison system due to the failure of leadership. There is a failure of leadership going on in Nigeria, and it is affecting every sector of Nigeria, even the prison system, even the society system. Everybody is failing in their roles and their responsibilities, and there is no accountability. There is no accountability. Nobody is being asked questions. Why are they not doing their jobs? And we're going to keep seeing suffering for a long time. There's going to be suffering galore for a very long time. Why? Because a lot of people are suffering. And these people that are suffering, some of them are even smiling because they don't even know what's going on. And now the Nigerian military that is meant to be controlling the peace and fighting off Boko Haram members in the north, as well as other issues that are external, they are going about and they are killing unarmed residents in the southeast, and they are labeling them IPOB members. The Nigerian government is out there killing unarmed residents in the southeast of Nigeria, labeling them IPOB members. Many unarmed residents in the southeast of Nigeria have been killed by the Nigerian troops to check the Biafra agitation in the region. The killings usually happened during raids on suspected camps of the outlawed indigenous people of Biafra and its militant wing, the Eastern Security Network. On 30th of August, 3 unarmed residents were killed when the troops from 82 Division and the 34th Brigade of the Nigerian Army invaded Osu Iyetuokwa, a community in Osu local government area of Imo State, Southeast Nigeria. Can you see what's going on? Can you see what's going on? They are killing innocent people. Even 2 of the victims, Ugochukwu Obianeli and Nonso Izuegbu, they were killed while they were molding cement blocks in the community. One other victim, Nicholas Onwell, another man was shot in his legs by the troops at AK-02 Market. He died the following morning. So whenever they kill innocent people, they just blame it on IPOB and they carry on their day. They carry on their day. They kill innocent people, blame IPOB members, and they move on with their lives. This is the reason why Nigeria is where it's at today. There's a high level of insecurity. But rather than them to be quelling the peace and ensuring that, the people that are there, that they are going after, rather than them focusing on what's going on, they're rather, pursuing innocent people's lives, killing them and cutting them off their prime. That is what we have noticed, and that is what is going on. And it is sad that the Nigerian military has allowed itself to become a tool for violence rather than a tool for healing, a tool for reconciliation, and a tool for protection. They have become a tool for violence. So we're just praying and hoping that things get better in Nigeria. But with the way time is going and the way things are just moving and the same stories are coming up every time, it is going to be a very long time before Nigeria even notices any level of growth or any level of victory in anything that they are doing right now. We have to talk about these things. And now this is a story from the UK government. The UK government has faced court challenge in the case of Nigeria, or the case of Nnamdi Kanu. The UK government has faced a court challenge in the Nigerian rendition case. The family of the British citizen, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, taken to Nigeria in an act of extraordinary rendition, they've been granted a court hearing to challenge the UK government for not intervening in his case. The UK government, they're not doing anything. The UK government, they're not doing anything to help Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, we all know that he was arrested in Kenya and illegally transported against his will to Nigeria without following the due process of the law. So now, in July, the United Nations Working Group on the Arbitrary Detention published an opinion that Nnamdi Kanu has been subject to extraordinary rendition and that he should be released immediately. So they know that he has been subject to extraordinary rendition. However, the successive UK foreign government secretaries, Dominic Raab, then Liz Truss, before she became prime minister, they refused to take a view as to whether Kanu was a victim of extraordinary rendition. Something as important as this, they have refused to take a view. Something that borders on their citizens' rights, they have refused to take a view. Now, this family, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's family, they've been granted a judicial review to challenge that refusal, arguing that its effect has been that no action has been taken to help him. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is still in solitary confinement. He's still in solitary confinement. No actions have been taken to help Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Despite the fact that the British government is well known for their stance on human rights, they must make a decisive decision when it comes to the issue of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They must be decisive in their decision making. We all know that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was tortured in Kenya, held in solitary confinement in Abuja since he has been transported there. The United Nations Working Group referred the case to the Special Rapporteur on Torture, because when you put somebody in solitary confinement, you are torturing that person's life. You are torturing that person's life. It has expressed concern that he has been denied treatment, medication for his heart condition, and highlighted that solitary confinement in excess of 15 consecutive days is prohibited under the Nelson Mandela Rules, international non-binding standards. In a court filing concerning a parallel case brought by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in Abuja, the Nigerian government has denied torturing or mistreating him. It claimed that he entered Kenya unlawfully, having John bail in Nigeria, so he had no right to an extradition hearing. That's a wrong analysis. That is a wrong analysis. They are lying. The Nigerian government is lying to say that they shouldn't have provided him an extradition hearing. That's a lie. We also know that in 2015, Kanu was arrested in Nigeria, charged with terrorism offenses and incitement. And 2 years later, he fled Nigeria while on bail. When they attacked his family home, they killed 28 members of IPOB. And in January, they attacked his home and they killed people in his home. So we know what transpired in this story. So the UK government, they must come up and make a decision on what is going on in Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's case and why is he still in solitary confinement. Why is he still in solitary confinement? Welcome, Susan Mount. Please remember to share this broadcast. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is still in solitary confinement. The UK government is folding its hands. The Nigerian government is still torturing him. And nobody is thinking that nothing is going to be done about this. It's a lie. Something will be done about this. At the end of the day, God is the one who's going to bring the final decision on this. But before then, men will use the court systems to ensure there is justice. Because today it can be Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, tomorrow it can be you. Tomorrow it can be your sister or your brothers. And we cannot allow the government to decide and to oppress the people. So we need to make a voice heard. We need to make our voices heard. And it requires that the UK governments versus governments, they must step up in the protection of the lives and properties of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, as well as also ensuring that he gets justice from the situations that have happened to him in the past. We need to keep putting a knock on the government's head, a knock on their head. This is another story of the court's case that had happened in
a fishing expedition here. Nigeria made laws meant to be obeyed. There is one particular one that applies here, which I adumbrated in court very copiously to the Honorable Justice. That is called Article 12, Sub 4 of the African Charter on Human and People's Rights. When people hear of African Charter on Human and People's Rights, they begin to think, oh, it's an African law. No, it's a Nigerian law that was domesticated in 1983 by the National Assembly. It's just what is in the name. It's called African Charter. Article 12, sub 4 of that charter prohibits unlawful expulsion of any African, including Nigerians, from any country in the continent of Africa. And by adoption of the laws of Federation of Nigeria in 2009, it became part of the fundamental rights of Nigerians. So when you go to a foreign country and kidnap, abduct, arrest, by whatever name you call that your misconduct, and take that individual from one country to the other without due process of law, you have violated that Article 12. Sub 4 is a fundamental right. And what is the remedy? Remedy is you release that individual, you take that individual back to where you got him from and give him the due process of law. Nobody is, challenging or impugning the authority of the federal government of Nigeria to exercise criminal jurisdiction within the territory of Nigeria. But when you leave the territory of Nigeria, you must obey not only your own law, but the laws of that country where you found yourself. So the federal government went to Kenya in June last year, and not only did it disobey its own law, the one I just pointed out right now, it disobeyed the laws of Kenya that requires federal government to knock on the doors of the judiciary of Kenya and say, hey, look, there's an individual here we consider a fugitive, and we're interested in trying this individual in our court. The Kenyan court will ask questions, and they must give answers. Do you know why they didn't do that? Because they don't have a good case.
The reason why they did not go to the court of Kenya before bringing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was simply because they did not have a good argument. There's no good argument. The Nigerian government has to understand that you cannot be the judge, the jury, and the executioner in your own courts. You must be willing to make a decision about this matter as soon as possible so that there can be a final decision on the matter of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, on the matter of the Biafran issue. There can be a final conclusion to these matters so that everyone can go about their lives and use their time for other things like development, like growth, like economy. We cannot continue in a country where we have to continue to fight with the same people that we are expected to live with. The military will go kill people. The military will go burn houses. The military will go destroy properties, rape Igbo women, Biafran women in their homes. And you still expect the same people to live in that same community. They won't do the roads for the people. They won't provide seaports for the people. They won't provide air. They won't provide anything for the people. But we are still expected to close our mouths and continue the same way. We cannot continue like this. We have to put a stop to this. We have to put a stop to this. The Nigerian government must step up and realize that the people that are living in Nigeria are its children. Every person in Nigeria who is under the rule of the federal government of Nigeria is a child of the federal government of Nigeria. And you cannot kill the children you hate, or you cannot kill the children you disagree with, or you cannot kill the children that you don't like. You cannot do that. It's unfair. It's unfair. The prison systems are full of innocent Biafrans, while the ones that were with the Boko Haram members, they were being destroyed. So we need to ask ourselves, what's going on? What is going on? Look at even the police. The policemen are not even safe. Nigerian policemen are kicking over illegal deductions in their salaries and corruption as police authorities shift blames. They are claiming that their monthly salaries have been deducted by the authorities without explanation. They are also expressing displeasure over the failure of the police leadership to pay up 6 months of their salary. Can you imagine? The same police are hungry, they are tired, but yet if they ask them to go kill innocent people, they will be jumping up for joy. They will be jumping up for joy. So we need to ask ourselves, how long will this continue? What is the goal of the Nigerian police? They are still suffering the same suffer that everyone else is suffering. They are suffering it. Like everyone else, they are not getting their pay, their salary. They are being deducted salaries. They accuse the police leadership. As you can see, it's the leadership. There is a problem of leadership in Nigeria. They accuse the police leadership of not paying the amount that was approved in the new salary structure for each rank. The Nigerian, see what they are saying. They say, please help us out. Nigerian government is not ready to pay our outstanding arrears. The IGP shifted the blame on the IPPIS, that is the Integrated Payments Personnel Information System. However, we are confused. 30,000 naira was deducted from my salary in what was paid last month. And it's not like I said they are being paid a lot of money. A corporal is being paid 33,000 naira. Can you imagine? A corporal, a sergeant of the police is being paid 42,000 naira. An inspector of police is based on, depending on your rank, is being paid from 57,000 naira to about 87,000 naira. A commissioner of police is being paid 342,000 naira monthly. Can you imagine? A corporal, a constable, they are paid 30,000 naira. So we need to ask ourselves, how long will this continue? The police are being held their salaries. They're not being paid their salaries. No one else is getting their monies. People are just being suffering and smiling. Nobody knows what they are doing. So it is time for us to wake up. It is time for us to demand accountability. It is time for us to ask questions. It is time for us to speak up. We cannot continue to close our mouths while we are suffering and smiling. Even the police is suffering and smiling. Nobody knows what they're doing anymore. They're being held down and being put in a situation where no one knows what they're doing. Look at even the people that were campaigning for elections. They were still suffering and
I went
smiling.
to Oshodi today for the regular flag movement we do every week, like twice in a week. So we decided to go to the Oshodi location today. So on getting there, while I was moving on the pedestrian with my flag, some group of guys started calling us from the terminal. So and I suspected they were calling us for something else, for something bad. I decided to run. So unknown to me that they've already captured the camera guy. So while I was running, I got to the park. There is no way I can escape because the vehicles had to wait for passengers to load before they can move. So that was where I got stuck. Then the rest, they came and captured me like a thief. They just carried me. So luckily, fortunately for me, while we are going, we saw a military guy. A military guy was trying to stop them. They couldn't stop. They took us straight to the terminal. The military guy followed us from behind. So on getting to the terminal inside, the chairman immediately took the flag stick, the iron, started wiping us left and right. The other one broke bottle. Then the military guy was able to stop the guy that brought the bottle. So they even poured fuel on this one. They smashed the phone that was inside his pocket.
This is election season, and this is what is going on in the election season. They are being beaten. They are beating up people that are campaigning for their own candidates. There's a place you go to, and if they catch you campaigning for whether some candidates on any side, they will beat you if they don't like you. And I mentioned this in this broadcast. I was like, what is the guarantee for security for folks that are campaigning in this election? What is the guarantee for security? The same Nigerian government cannot secure prisons. The same Nigerian government cannot secure their own stations, their own police barracks and their own stations. What is the guarantee that they'll be able to secure polling units? What is the guarantee? What is the guarantee that they're able to protect the lives and properties of the people that want to go out and vote? There is no guarantee. Because in Nigeria, there is never a guarantee about anything. Because a failure of leadership affects everybody and everything at the same time. It doesn't matter who you are. Nigeria is crumbling. The economy is crumbling. The people are crumbling. The lives and properties of people crumbling. The environment is crumbling. Climate change is crumbling the environment. There's a high rise of erosion and hurricane and landslides and waters, and on top of all of that is also a failure of leadership that doesn't solve the problems of the common man, doesn't solve the problems of the people. The people have to be the ones to solve their own problem. The people have to be the ones to give themselves light, have to give themselves food, have to give themselves security, have to give themselves entertainment, have to give themselves internet, have to give themselves whatever the government is meant to give you. The people have to be the ones to do it for themselves. Coupled with that, the money that they're paying these people a penny to live and to have a decent society. Penny. So, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know what else you need to hear, but the Nigerian government has constantly failed the people and is constantly failing the people and will constantly fail the people. But until then, the people must ask themselves, how long will they continue in this leadership failure? Yes, they are going into the election. Yes, the candidates are already there. People will try and rig this election to favor their own candidates. But we're going to be watching and seeing what's going on. But until then, thank you all for watching. Thank you for being a part of my show today. Thank you, Susan Mount, for your comments. Thank you for everything that is going on right now. We want to thank you. We want to thank Osondo Moses as well for your comments. I want to pray that there will be a total release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu before the end of this year, out of solitary confinement, out of the prison cells, out of everything that is holding down the people that are asking for referendum, indigenous people, Biafran people, Oduduwa people in Nigeria, whatever type of person you are, we're asking for protection of God upon your life, and we are saying that we will always be at the right place at the right time. Until then, thank you for watching. I remain your host, Buchilo. I am the host of the Leadership Standard. Please do not forget to, subscribe on our YouTube platform, on our Facebook, on our Instagram platform as well, the Leadership Standard. Thank you, everyone, for joining. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.